Jason Coleman, driver of the number 6192 for Coleman Motorsports. This summer we went out to Nevada to get ready for the Vegas to Reno 2022 and spent a couple days testing with some different Eibach spring combinations and just trying to get a better overall truck to tackle this year's Vegas to Reno. And spent plenty of time and really came out with something that we were excited about and felt like we had a really good chance to run up front. Coming off of San Felipe this year, we just felt like the truck just kind of was a little lazy in the rear and just kind of kicking a little bit and stuff. So we spent some time just messing around with the different spring combinations, setting up with the Fox shocks a little bit. A little more tuning than we normally have been, so we had some time in between the races to take a little bit slower pace and just mess around, and it paid off. And we came out with what was a much better truck than what we'd kind of been working with, and so just constantly trying to improve from every race. Qualifying was interesting. We went side by side for the first time ever. Everyone was kind of excited and I think nervous at the same time, just not really knowing what we were going to get into. If we're not really bumper to bumper, fender to fender type racers. So it was an interesting start to a long desert race. But we were able to get the jump right off the start, which was kind of my plan, and made a bad line choice. There was a couple either ors, and you can see that I took the outside line on the first initial either or. And it just cost me a little coming out of the hard hairpin. So I wasn't able to hold my position and was able to get past. We fought hard to try to get back, but it was only like a little 2 or 3 mile course. There wasn't much time to make it up, and so the difference between them and us was less than a second. Well, we were excited that we had a really good run. Kind of bummed to see that the pole just slipped that fast. But race day is race day, and qualifying is what it is. It changes really fast once you get into the race, and it is what we had to deal with.
Race door to door, but don't touch each other. Like, isn't that racing?
Qualifying done. Body panels are on the truck. Head to head. First time doing qualifying like that was interesting. We had a great start. Jumped them off the line. Held them off for probably 2/3 of the way, and then it looks like I made a bad line choice and tried to go outside. He went inside line, and it looks like he carried some speed and kind of got me in a 180 turn, and then tried to make it up and got right back to the bumper at the finish there, and with no bumping, touching, whatever, we just took it a little easy. It's 400 miles to race tomorrow, so I didn't want to get into them and get a penalty or anything like that. So
the truck was great. Qualifying was good. Like Jason said, we were out front for about 2/3 of the lap. That one line choice we made, it would have been not as detrimental, but there was a nice patch of mud right there on the inside line that we ended up taking, and the second the truck hit it, it felt like a parachute went out. He got around us, and then the last third of the course, it was catch up, and we caught him right there at the end. If we had 2 more corners, but there's no what ifs in racing, so.
which was going to be pit 1. We will have the chase 1 and the trailer there at the start, and then chase 40 will go straight to pit 1, which will now be content. We're going to stop, get a tire down, have a jack and gun, everything ready on the ground, and as soon as we're gone.
We were third truck off the line and started off great. Starts in a really familiar spot. I was used to seeing quite a bit of the years past. So really fun, fast out of the gate. The challenging part of this course is all the rocks that are pretty much everywhere. Not only are you driving over them, they're lined on the side of the course. So, you know, just try to take a pace that kept us just in line with everybody. You know, this race opens up as it gets going. So it was really the first push was to get to Tonopah. Transfer section, we had exactly an hour from the time we stopped to the time we were supposed to start again, which was about enough time to get up there, unload off the truck, you know, get a drink of water, and get back in the truck and get ready. They restarted us on the hour that we had stopped, and from there we pushed really hard to what was going to be our first field stop.
Well, we just finished the transfer section, dropped off the trailer, the guys are headed up to the pits. And we're just waiting here. We got about 10, 15, 20 more minutes or so. And first truck on the road. Our strategy's paying off so far, so we're going to see how this works out for the next 300 miles. And hopefully we see you in Reno, first across the line with this Eibach truck.
Don't make a mistake, don't get behind. And we were doing that well, came into our fuel stop, which the whole plan was to just get in and get out with just the minimum fuel we needed just to get to the next pit, which was like, I think 90 miles away. That was going really well until a little fuel mishap. Just the dry brake didn't stab all the way, so it wasn't venting properly. And our fuel stop took longer than we wanted to. Unfortunately, Fox comes rolling up and he gets by us. Inside my helmet was not too happy, but you know, I wasn't defeated at the point that I was like game over. I knew we could still get that spot back. I felt confident in that. So, you know, come out of that, chasing down back in the dust. Now we're chasing instead of leading. So coming into Top Gun, seems like the race is always an interesting point right there that you kind of really shake out who's running where and kind of it's just another sprint race to the finish. We came upon catching a slower trophy truck, or not really a slower trophy truck, but just a trophy truck that was having a problem. And so fortunately, we were able to kind of wave them and we were able to get around them and run with clean air to the finish, which made it really nice. Most of the times I get stuck with some dust in that section, so it makes it really hard. It's a challenging section. And you know, you've been racing for 300-400 miles at that point, and then you've just got to finish through what's pretty tough technical finish to Reno there. Ability to have no dust was key, I think, to maintain the pace that we need to do to stay in front of the guys. And that really, I think, was one of the difference makers in the day. We finished well before dark, so we didn't need to use our Casey lights, which was always a nice thing. But it was a really cool thing to just come across the finish line, which is one of the best finish lines in all of motorsports, just the way we get to just come in as fast as we can and just launch down to a cool landing there. And just to see the team and family and friends, everybody ready to celebrate with us was just the icing on the cake.
I just got the text, and Jason handed me $200, but the winner is Jason Coleman.
Man, I'm just stoked to be here. Finally had a clean run to Reno here. I love this race. I love Best in Desert. Brady prepped just an amazing truck, and you know, we had a great day. No issues, no flats. Just he's called out all the corners, just fantastic. And I felt like I had a good day driving, and then just pumped to get this Eibach truck here and with all my family and team here. I mean, we just couldn't be happier.
You guys drove a great race.
Yeah, we qualified well. You know, the top 4 were stacked within a second, and so, you know, it was anybody's game at that point, and, you know, we got out front early, a little mishap, got a little behind, but then we got back in front, and we never looked back, and we were able to charge hard, and here we are first on the road, and first unofficial, so.
We're here in Reno, first across the line. Eibach truck did its job. I mean, it was on rails today. You could say it was on Eibach rails. This truck, Brady did a hell of a job. We did some crazy testing this summer, and I mean, I don't know, you could say
the truck is night and day from, it's crazy. You go testing with these trucks and you're like, man, this thing's perfect, and you go race it, and then you go test again, and you make it even more perfect, and it just keeps getting more perfecter and perfecter. And it was perfect today. That was the best. Amazing. That was the best truck I've ever had. Yeah. I mean, I felt awesome. Brady's notes were dialed. Like, I mean, it was our day. And I kept saying that to myself all day. I was like, just please, just let this be our day. Let this be our day. You know, we got out front, little mishap, got a little behind, got back in front, and we never looked back. I was not going to give it up again. And you know, solid day. The truck was just flawless. No flats. I mean, we just drove, cruised to the finish, and here we are. I mean, the sun's still up. Yeah. We left our fuel pit, and he's like, hey, they forgot to take the grill off, and I was doing the math on the time, and I was like, we got this.
We would have had to stop again and pull the grill off if we need the lights, but we didn't need those KC lights today, so man, I'm just so pumped to get this Eibach truck here.
All right, we're on video right now, so can we get like a Coleman #1 or like #1 winners or something?